Yo, what's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to Stormybman Reacts. This is a special video under our Nerds on Culture show where we feature certain items, certain fare, certain content that we like to come and speak on. And this time it has to do with one of the legendary people for our entertainment, Bruce Lee. You know, Bruce Lee is an iconic figure in entertainment, Hollywood, film, and the martial arts community. He was born November 27, 1940, and he passed away on July 20th, 1973. So it has literally been 50 years since Bruce Lee left the world of the living. And this particular Stormybman Reacts video is being put together for something that I had highly anticipated, but never felt that I would actually get to see where it would come together. And that simply is the Bruce Lee at Golden Harvest film box set. Now, what is this? This is my personal review on this particular box set, which features all of Bruce Lee's films that were made between 1970 and 1973 at Golden Harvest Studios, including Enter the Dragon, which was a collaboration between Golden Harvest Concord, which was Bruce Lee's new production company shortly before he passed away, and Warner Brothers. Now, this particular box set happens to be, and I am so excited to talk about it, it is one of the most complete box sets that you will ever find with Bruce Lee fare. Now, what does that mean? Well, easily, what it means is that this particular box set features all of Bruce Lee's films: The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, Way of the Dragon, Enter the Dragon, and Game of Death. Now, Game of Death was a film that Bruce Lee was shooting back in late September of 1972, when he suddenly got the call from Warner Brothers Studios that they were finally interested in he starring in a Hollywood film production. And he put the film Game of Death on hold to negotiate the deal with Warner Brothers. And in January of 1973, he began his production for Enter the Dragon. And that film was the first time that a Hollywood studio had hired an Asian actor to head up a film. Why is that important? Because surrounding his other film success with Golden Harvest Studios in the early 70s, Lee had shot to superstardom with the film The Big Boss. The Big Boss is a film that has a simple story of a hero who, when he finds out that he's been had, he goes bananas. And he had a vow that he wouldn't fight that he had made to his mom. And this character archetype had been used after the success of this film tons of times over. But it was Bruce Lee who introduced this particular character, Ching Chao-an, in this particular film that made studio execs realize that they don't always have to open films up with big fight scenes, that you can have a character who suppresses his ability to fight, and then through various circumstances he's drawn into the fray. Now this box set has two versions of the Big Boss. The one that we saw theatrically back in the early 70s, and the rare Mandarin cut, which runs an extra few minutes longer. And within this box set, they have worked, Arrow Films has worked the magic of producing as much behind the scenes or deleted scene material to add to these film sets. And they have also added various audio tracks that weren't available before. There's the original mono tracks, the Mandarin and Cantonese version. There's the English language track. And there are also scenes that had never been seen before that have now been included. As far as Fist of Fury, his follow-up film, which really helped secure his stardom in Hong Kong, Fist of Fury is still the same great Chinese versus Japanese battle film of Kung Fu that still remains my favorite film of Lee's during this era to this day, but it is in glorious 4K. All of the films are in 4K, ultra high def. That's also followed by Way of the Dragon, Lee's first directorial and producing effort here, and is famously noted for his battle with Chuck Norris in the Roman Colosseum in Rome. It looks great in high def. All of the films look tremendous in high def. And this other film that we're going to speak on, Game of Death, of the film that Lee never completed. He had an outline for his plot. He had filmed several scenes where he found himself with other actors of the studio at that time, and they used it sort of like test screening. But it was a production he was trying to go with while negotiating behind the scenes what his next steps would be in the Hong Kong film industry. When Warner Brothers called, he went ahead and did that film that would become Into the Dragon while putting Game of Death on hold. After his passing in 1973, Golden Harvest executive and leader Raymond Chow decided that they would still try to complete Bruce Lee's unfinished project. How could they do this without Bruce? Well, we would find out. And Game of Death became the ultimate Bruceploitation film for numerous reasons that I am not going to cover here. But they used only 12 minutes of footage that Lee originally shot when there were over 100 minutes of footage combined with all of the fight scenes he had filmed and various outtakes that may not have made it into the final cut of what he had shot. So over the years, a lot of this material was shelved and put in storage. But this box set features 3 versions of Game of Death. The theatrical version that was released in 1978, 79, the film that was put together after it was found in the early 2000s, that Lee's original footage edited together to make some semblance of the story that he had intended. And then there's also now the ultimate part, which makes this purchase of this box set worth it alone, a film called The Final Game of Death. The Final Game of Death is something that I could only dream that I would see or live to see the day when all of Bruce's footage that he had shot for Game of Death be included, regardless of whether there was script or dialogue or audio or whatever. These people have managed to put together a compilation of everything that was available. This disc is worth this set alone. The footage that Lee shot has been remastered and put in 4K as well. And as a special touch, it has been put together in a sequence of how the scenes could have made the film, and you get a chance to enjoy it. Almost 40 minutes of footage. It is amazing. And last but not least, a particular scene has been included here that had never seen the light of day, only a snippet of it in a documentary on Bruce Lee, the Man and Legend, back in 1973, the first documentary on him after he passed away. There was a footage of Dan Inosanto fighting Che Yuen and James Tien in a pagoda sequence where he is noted to have faced Bruce Lee also with the nunchucks and Kali sticks, and Lee with a bamboo whip. The scene has been found and added to this set, along with the scenes that Bruce Lee shot in the New Territories with Chi Han-jae, Hapkido expert, and Wang Ying-sik, who's a Taekwondo expert, along with Dan Inosanto. Those New Territory scenes were shot over the course of 2 days. And people didn't know because Lee left no notes behind why this footage was shot. But they're fight scenes, and all of this material has been found, remastered in 4K quality, and added to this set. This is the most complete, and I totally understand why they call it the final Game of Death. It is an amazing piece. I am forever grateful for Arrow Films taking the time out and putting this project together with the type of effort that you could only dream of. This is the most complete and amazing set for Bruce Lee films, and I currently already own about 5 box sets of his films. This one is the ultimate. I will not buy another Bruce Lee box set. I am totally content with what I have here. I am not throwing anyone else off the trails of what they want to do when it comes down to Bruce Lee box sets. But you have to understand, Criteria released one just a year or 2 ago, and it was an amazing set within itself. Criteria always does great work with remastering and putting out classic fare. So for this Arrow project to top that by leaps and bounds speaks volumes about how they went all out for Bruce Lee, and I totally love this. Also included in this set is the film Game of Death 2, made by Golden Harvest Studios, directed by Ng Si-yuen. And that film, though it starred Kim Tai-chung, who doubled for Bruce Lee in Golden Harvest's The Game of Death, he returns in this film to also double for Lee in some sequences and play the brother of Bruce Lee, and he's playing the character under the name of Tong Long. A lot of people don't know why that film is included in the set. It's included in the set because it's a film that involves Bruce Lee and it's made by Golden Harvest Studios. Then lastly is another disc where it is the 2 documentaries on Bruce Lee, the Man and Legend from 1973, and then Bruce Lee, the Legend from 1982 and 83. There was 2 versions of Bruce Lee, the Legend that came out. These complete Golden Harvest Studios projects on Lee, and it is done well. Also included are lobby cards for his Golden Harvest films, a poster which is double-sided. One side says Way of the Dragon, other side has the imagery from the Big Boss. There's also included in this a set of glossy photos from Lee behind the scenes and on the scene for his famous film Fist of Fury. Fist of Fury happens to be my favorite Bruce Lee film from the martial art genre, where he actually was amongst the rest of the Chinese fighting against the Japanese in the element of Kung Fu, and he did it in his own way. This film sets aside fight scenes that he managed to choreograph for himself. The rest of the action in the film was choreographed by Han Yen-kit, but Bruce Lee choreographed his own fight scenes. Han Yen-kit was also the fight choreographer for The Big Boss, and he collaborated with Bruce on the fight scenes that involved Bruce on The Big Boss. But in Fist of Fury, Bruce Lee insisted on doing his own choreography, and he was able to pull his weight in that due to the success that he had had from the previous film. So with that being said, we also have a 200, almost 300 page book that covers Bruce Lee's experience with Golden Harvest up until the time of his passing away. And it is nice, a glossy book with pages and articles that really sum up everything that was going on at the time. This is one of the most complete sets you could ever ask for, and everything is top quality. It is nothing to sneeze at. It is nothing to make fun of. They did this, Arrow Films, with extreme respect for the Bruce Lee brand. And I take my hat off to these people for what they were able to do. It is an amazing set. I am forever grateful for Arrow Films. This set is so amazing. Bruce Lee and Golden Harvest. If you don't have any Bruce Lee box sets, this is the one to get. If you do have many of the others, and some collectors out there like myself do have those, and this is a wonderful addition, and it makes everything complete. It brings it full circle, and you can have hours of enjoyment in watching this content. I couldn't believe, looking at the 4K transfers, how much they look like modern film. It doesn't look like old or dated. The colors are rich and vibrant. There's depth in the imagery. It's just so impressive. I never thought I'd live to see the day that these films look this good. And I'll tell you, when I go back in my library of former box sets, like the original Fox box set that had Bruce Lee's films when they were being reissued by Columbia Pictures, that looked very nice, but nothing like this. The picture quality, the short widescreen format, all of that has been topped and replaced with everything that we see here. One of the most amazing film experiences. Now, the other thing to say about this box set is that it comes in DVD form for those who don't have the high def. And this is the cover art for the DVD and the UHD 4K Blu-ray set. Now, the one that you saw pictured a moment ago was the special edition limited version with special artwork on the cover. But this is how the regular DVD version of it and regular Blu-ray version of this box set looks. And it still comes with great artwork and everything, but albeit a little bit different. And you can see, but it still has the same content on the inside. And if you are a fan of bells and whistles, you can get the ultimate set that I got, which was what I had originally shown on the screen here. But this one is every bit as good. It has everything as well, and it's Blu-ray. And for those of you who love this type of fare with Bruce Lee, this is the way to go, and you will enjoy it to the fullest. I am just totally besides myself when it comes down to this particular fare. I never thought, like I said, I would get a chance to see it in its most complete. So, you know, I recommend that you go out and get this set if you don't have it. It's the ultimate set for Bruce Lee films. Bruce Lee at Golden Harvest. But allow me to also say this. These are produced under Region B. I don't know if they're going to produce them under Region A or make them AB, but you will need an all-region Blu-ray player to play these films. That's a special note there. And I will say this set will probably go out of print very quickly, because there are collectors who've been waiting for something like this, and there are also scalpers who will look to purchase these and sell them at a much higher, you know, if they could get away with it on eBay or something. I'm not one of those people that does that thing, but I've learned over the years that's what certain people will do out there to drive the market, and it's crazy. So an all-region Blu-ray player is the way to go for this, and this alone is worth getting an all-region player. If you're a true collector of film like I am, you should have several all-region players to begin with, because just to be able to play fare that comes from different parts of the world is tremendously important to your library. I can't tell you how many films that I have in my collection that come from somewhere else, a different region, whether it's Region B, Region C, or with the DVDs, it could be Region 1 through 9. So just know that having an all-region player will assist you in your film enjoyment, and it's one of the things to do. I highly recommend this set. There is so much to be seen here, and it's just a bundle of joy according to like my particular taste. So please check it out for yourself. Bruce Lee at Golden Harvest. This is the one that I have, and it has the special Way of the Dragon artwork, Fist of Fury artwork, Game of Death artwork, and Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris on the cover. The box is like a cube. The top part lifts up and it exposes the disc inside. It's a wonderful set and well done. Salute to Arrow Films for what they did with this. It's an amazing experience, and I'm just recommending it for any lover of the Kung Fu film genre, or even lovers of what Bruce Lee has done out here. It is an amazing experience, and you just can't overlook this one. You need to check it out. And as I get ready to get out of here, I just want to take you guys to something that is a great part of this as well. There's a small trailer for this, and I'll play it for you. Amazing stuff by Arrow Films. Check out Bruce Lee at Golden Harvest box set. You will not be disappointed. It's one of the most amazing sets that you can buy. Check it out today. Get it as soon as you can. I had pre-ordered this a couple of months back, and it releases officially like July, I want to say the 20th of July or 25th of July or something like that. Got mine in the mail this past weekend. It's a wonderful thing, and I suggest everybody out there do their part in getting this set. But this is Stormybman. I want to say shout out to the mighty LDBC, and we'll catch you guys on the next one for these Stormybman Reacts joints. Peace to everyone, and everyone remain safe.